Today, I'll be showing you the Dalles High School. This location has not been featured in a book, but is the talk of many former and current students of the school. If you pop into the Facebook groups for the Dalles and ask about hauntings or urban legends in that city, two locations will absolutely come up. The Columbia Gorge Community College that we talked about last week, and the Dalles High School. Who is haunting this massive high school building? Let's find out. Welcome to Investigating the Northwest. This channel is dedicated to exploring the mysterious, haunted, beautiful, and historical of the Pacific Northwest. Currently, we are exploring the haunted locations in the Dalles, Oregon, a historical city by the Columbia River. This is a cozy city with lots of history and lots of legends. When you drive up to this high school, it seems very massive and looming. And it could be because this multi-story building is set up higher off the ground. So you have this building up an incline. As you drive by, it looks tall and massive. But in fact, the building you see today was not the original structure. The Dalles High School has gone through many changes over the years. In the beginning, the school was known as the Wasco Independent Academy and was built in 1881 using part of the land from the Waskapum Methodist Mission. If you watched my video about the Fort Dalles Museum, I spoke a little bit about this mission and its land. According to the book, The History of Wasco County, Oregon by William H. McNeil, quote, "The Dalles High School grounds was given by Dalles City to School District 12 in 1872 and comprises 2.5 acres between 10 and 11 and Union to Washington. It was originally a part of the Methodist Mission claim won by the Dalles City from the Mission Board in a suit carried to the U.S. Supreme Court. The high school grounds were the home camping grounds for the Wasco Indian tribe." Unquote. That first school remained until 1914 when it was demolished to build a bigger school. The second school was in operation from 1914 to 1940 when it was destroyed by fire on February 6, 1940. The third and current high school building was opened in 1941, but even this building had its challenges. Just before it was set to open in 1941, there was a massive explosion that destroyed 3 to 4 rooms of the new school. That delayed opening a bit, but they did open their doors in 1941, and this third building stands to this day. But the changes for the Dalles High School, they were not over. In 2004, some schools were merged, and Wetumpka High School combined with the Dalles High School to become the Dalles Wetumpka High School. However, in 2012, the Oregon State Board of Education voted to ban the use of Native American names and imageries for use in school names and mascots. In 2014, the Dalles Wetumpka High School changed its name back to the Dalles High School and its mascot from the Eagle Indians to the Riverhawks. The most prominent urban legend is that a young girl or boy, depending on who tells the story, drowned in a pool in the basement of the school. The pool was then filled in and never used again. The decade of the occurrence also depends on the teller. Also, there's a legend that a student supposedly overdosed in a bathroom down in the dungeon. I assume that means basement or maybe boiler room, but I couldn't find any clarification of that. Here are some of the reports I read in one of the Dalles Facebook groups. One person says, quote, "When I was in high school at the Dalles High, I was a band nerd, so I was always down in the weird basement hall near the auditorium where the band room and the storage were. I think there was a boiler room down there too, but sometimes you just felt like you were being watched. Rumor was that the auditorium used to have a pool under the floor and a kid died, so it was filled in." Unquote. Another person said, quote, "My dad worked at the Dalles High School for years. He and Mr. Beasley and a custodian were in the basement where the swimming pool used to be and came face to face with a male spirit. Also, one on the stairs by the choir room, among others, unquote. There are many, many claims of haunting due to this drowning in the pool. Just countless. Those who've watched my videos before know that I love to dig into these origin stories to see if there is any substance to these tales. So, fact or fiction? Is there a swimming pool in the basement of the Dalles High School? Well, this tidbit is fact. According to a post in a Facebook group that went along with this picture of the pool, quote, someone recently requested a photo of the swimming pool at the Dalles High School. The pool was in the building that burned down February 6, 1940. The remnants are in the basement of the present building in the area of the furnace room below room 113 south of the auditorium. I was only in that area once, and it is no longer a pool. When I saw it, it was kind of creepy and was just used as a room for storage, unquote. It said that the pool was on the ground floor of the second high school building, and after it burned down, rather than try to maintain its upkeep, because they didn't really have a good way to keep that water clean and sanitary at the time, they built the new ground floor right over it. So the pool is still in the basement, but is just used for storage at this time. Fact or fiction? Did anyone drown in that swimming pool? Well, this story is fiction. There is absolutely no evidence that anyone drowned in the pool. In fact, there's no mention of that pool at all in the news. Now, this city is located on the Columbia River, and there are countless swimming areas near the Dalles. Plenty of people have drowned around the Dalles, but not in the school. What else has happened in the history of the Dalles High School? This first news event is not a spooky fact, but like the movie Footloose, there was much debate about dancing at the school in 1917 and 1918. The students brought the proposal of school dances to the council on at least 2 occasions, and they were denied. Eventually, though, the students did have their way because I did see notices about proms in later decades. Even though no one drowned in a pool in the school, there have been more than a few tragic events related to the Dalles High School over the many years. Several students and one teacher did die while attending the school, but not in the school itself. On July 23, 1935, Frank Heckman, a 35-year-old the Dalles High School teacher, killed himself in his home. On May 9, 1940, Anna Mae Wodecki, a 16-year-old student, died in a car accident. November 20th, 1959, 2 high school students were involved in an accidental shooting. Joseph Davis, a sophomore, accidentally shot his friend Tom Mateer, also 16, when they were playing with a gun in Davis's home. And finally, on November 1st, 1966, Irma Orcutt, a 17-year-old the Dalles High School student, was shot and killed in her home. Larry George, 18 years old at the time, had shot Irma while he was standing outside her home when she passed by a window. He pled guilty and received a life sentence. There has been a fair amount of tragedy associated with the Dalles High School, but not in the school and certainly not in the pool. If you'd like to visit this incredibly impressive looking high school, the Dalles High School is located on 220 East 10th Street in the Dalles, Oregon. Remember, this is a functional high school, so of course you won't be able to go inside and look around. However, you may find yourself walking by the school during the day or in the evening. Make sure to glance up in the windows. Keep your ears open for mysterious sounds, and maybe bring a digital recorder to try to capture ghostly messages. If you subscribe to the theory that certain dates will bring more ghostly phenomenon than others, then possibly you might want to check out the school on February 6th, the date that the second school burned down. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about the haunted, the Dalles High School, and its amazing history. Don't forget, if you're interested in learning about the mysteries of the Pacific Northwest, of exploring fascinating locations and discovering local legends, please do subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to receive an email whenever a new video is released. Thank you.